Hello, and welcome to this presentation on what do Muslims believe. Now, the basis of Muslim belief is based off of 6 articles of faith. So what are these articles of faith? The first and foremost and most important article of faith here is the oneness of God and the acceptance that there's no God worthy of worship except Allah, and Allah is Arabic for God. Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and Muslims must worship Him exclusively. And this is the first and most important article of faith, to believe that there is one God, and we accept Allah, and we believe in Allah as He is in His names and attributes as revealed to us throughout the Holy Quran. For example, Allah calls Himself Ar-Rahman, which the meaning of it translates into the merciful, and so we believe Allah to be merciful. And another attribute of Allah is that He is just, and so Allah being merciful and just, and through His mercy, He has sent guidance to mankind so that we may know about Him. And how did this guidance come? And that guidance came through prophets. And that is the second article of faith I would like to discuss. Prophets. So Muslims believe in the prophets from the beginning of time, the beginning of time of human beings, with the first prophet being Prophet Adam. And then there were many prophets, hundreds of prophets throughout mankind, sent to different nations. And these prophets included Noah and Abraham, Isaac, Ishmael, Joseph, John, Moses, David, Solomon, and then Jesus, and then the last and final prophet and the culmination of the prophets was Prophet Muhammad, who was sent to all of mankind till the end of time. And how did these prophets receive revelation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them revelation in different books, in different laws. And so the third article of faith I would like to discuss is books, and that is the acceptance of the Quran, of the Gospel of Jesus, of the Torah of Moses, the scrolls of David, and so forth and so on. There are many, many books that were sent throughout mankind. However, one thing that I would like to point out is that the Gospel of Jesus no longer exists today, because the Bible that we have, Muslims believe, has been corrupted and changed over time. So the only true book that exists today is the Quran, and this will be preserved until the Day of Judgment, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises us in the Quran. And so this is the third article of faith that we just discussed, books. Now, how did these prophets come to learn of these books? Did God talk to them? In certain circumstances, yes. For example, God did talk to Moses. But generally, prophets received revelation through messengers between God and themselves. And these messengers were angels. And angels is the next article of faith I would like to discuss. Angels, they're made of light. For example, humans are made of clay or mud or dirt. And angels, they are made from light. They are different than humans. For example, they do not have free will. Humans have free will. Angels, however, are not capable of disobeying God, for example. And the most famous of these angels that we know of is Angel Gabriel, whose job was to be the messenger between the prophets and Allah, between Allah and these prophets. And he was the prophet that interacted with he was the angel that interacted with Prophet Muhammad on a regular basis during the time of his revelations. And now the fifth article of faith I would like to discuss is that of, in Arabic it's called Qadr. There's no real translation for it in the English language. However, it's basically the idea that God knows everything. That's the characteristic of God. He knows everything that has happened in the past, and He knows everything that will happen in the future. And you might be like, wait, I thought you said humans have free will. If God knows everything, then He'll know what we'll do. It's true. God does know everything what we will do. But we do still have free will, and we have the decision, we have the ability to choose. However, God already knows what choice we'll make. So if it comes down to am I going to go to college X, or am I going to go to college Y? Well, God knows what decision you'll make, even though it's your decision to make, and you will make it yourself. And if you decide to go to college X, God knew that, and He knows how things will turn out for you. And had you gone to college Y, He knows how things would have turned out for you while you were there. And this is a quick overview of what Qadr is. Basically, the idea that God knows everything, and that he knows the past and he knows what will happen in the future. And the sixth and final article of faith I would like to discuss now is the belief in the Day of Judgment. And Muslims believe in the Day of Judgment. So after all of mankind has died and passed away, we will be resurrected from our graves, and we will be called to account for our deeds. And this makes sense because the fact of the matter is there must be justice, right? And for people that claim that God can't resurrect the human being, that's ridiculous, because the fact of the matter is He created us in the first place. So bringing us back from life after we've already been created is no problem at all for God. And on the Day of Judgment, we will have people will be accounted for their deeds, and the people that are righteous and do good will go into paradise or heaven, and people that did wrong and were unjust, they'll be sent into the hellfire. And one thing I would like to discuss is the idea of there has to be justice, and we know this. For example, if somebody leads a righteous life and he has misfortune after misfortune come after him, and yet he is patient, and then he dies, shouldn't he be rewarded for that? Versus someone who is evil and corrupt, and yet he becomes a king of his nation, and he becomes wealthy and lives the luxurious life, and he kills people in pleasure, and shouldn't he be accountable for those deeds? So again, just a quick overview. What are the 6 articles of faith that Muslims must believe in? The first article of faith is the belief in the oneness of God. The second article of faith is the belief in prophets, and the third is books, and the fourth is angels. And the fifth article of faith is the belief in Qadr, basically the idea that God knows everything. And the sixth article of faith is belief in the Day of Judgment. If you have any questions whatsoever, and if you would like to get in touch with me, feel free to email me. My email address is yislam101@gmail.com. Again, it's yislam101@gmail.com. I thank you for watching this presentation, and if you have any questions, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, and have a good day.